to highlight exciting events for young professionals in the
like
Tampa Bay
events.
area. We're an advertising and marketing organization, but we like to reach out to our other young
like really
professional
anything,
friends.
Anything that has to do with young professionals.
And the Tampa Theatre has some excellent events coming up. So tonight we'd like to welcome Brooke Palmer and Tracy Jones. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Brooke is with RSBP Events, and Tracy is with the Tampa Bay Times. Brooke,
Also known as TBT,
TBT.
asterisk, I think, right? Am I
Right.
pronouncing that right?
TBT.
Oh,
TBT.
is the asterisk silent?
Yes, the asterisk is silent.
Okay, excellent.
Brooke, we'd like to talk to you first. Tell us about your event company and what you have going on at the Tampa Theatre this month.
Well, I have been doing events since about November of 2004. Actually, previous to that, I was working for a nonprofit while I was in graduate school. And I had every intention of being a veterinarian. And somewhere along the way in grad school, somebody tapped into my party planning prowess. So hence the road to
Party
being
in school? I never heard of
Tampa's
such a
party planning princess, I guess. But I started doing events for a lot of professional athletes and national magazines, local, like I did a launch party for Ciroc Vodka, Heineken. So I got some pretty big clients pretty fast. I was like, maybe I should do this for a living. So I stuck with it. I actually worked with TBT for a while, writing a social column, and which has since led me to doing a lot of philanthropic endeavors. And I work with a lot of different nonprofits, but the Tampa Theatre happens to be near and dear to my heart. I've been on the committee for 6 years. And this is our annual movie-themed wine tasting.
And it's called?
It is called How the West Was Wine.
How the West
Clever.
Was Wine.
Woohoo! I know we're so clever over there, aren't we? Us movie buffs. This is our 6th year of doing it. We've had other events in the past, like last year was called The Grape Gatsby, and 2 years ago was Raiders of the Lost Cork. So we are very clever. We wanted it to be Finding Vino, but the Disney people were not going for that. Much to my chagrin. So,
Are you for real? They had a problem with that.
Well, Disney's got a lot of licensing.
They are.
issues,
Don't they
yeah.
own like the Happy Birthday song?
Probably.
You can't associate wine.
We're nonprofit.
with
We can't
Disney.
afford those kind of things. So.
We're just not even gonna test
We're not
those
gonna go there.
boundaries.
So we went with How the West Was Wine, and it's a Western-themed wine tasting. And every year, what we think is different about our wine tasting is that we try to make it a little bit, I don't want to say more special, but it truly is because it's a lot more intimate. There's not 3,000 people there, and that's not a knock to some of the other wine tastings. I'm on the committee for abilities. I've worked with many different wine tastings around here, but we try to bring in the best restaurants and the best wineries, and it makes it, I think, a really great experience for our guests. We do a wine seminar that's limited to 30 people that starts at 5:45 and will be catered by Mise en Place that goes until 7 o'clock when our VIP tasting opens, and that's from 7 to 8.
What
And
happens
then
in a wine seminar?
you learn about how to pair wine with food and be a total wine snob.
I
Does
need to
that
learn that
involve-
because I'm still
I'm so not a
confused.
wine snob. I mean, I'm like,
I love wine, but I just
bring
don't know what
on
goes
the
with
Behringer
what.
White Zin. I'm plugging my girl who works for Behringer right now. I mean, I'm not a wine snob either, but I think what's great about our event too is that you don't have to be a wine snob to enjoy it. We have great music. This year we've got a fiddle band, and then plays into our super fabulous DJ who's going to be smashing up country and the best of your top 40 and 80s mixes.
Sounds great.
So, and we changed the time this year because we were noticing that people, when you do it from 6 to 9, about 9 o'clock, people are like not wanting to leave.
Yeah.
So we
Ready
decided to
to
switch
break
the
out
time.
on the dance floor.
Right. So we said, well, hey, why don't we have it a little bit later? So the grand tastings from 8 to 10. And all the information is on tampatheatre.org, but we sell out usually every year. So I'd encourage people to buy online and buy their tickets early because this year I definitely think we'll be sold out. We're doing a really large media push thanks to you guys here. Woohoo! And people like Tracy who, plug us so nicely in their paper every
Excellent.
week. And it's just a great event. I mean, we've got Sideburns and Mise en Place and Roy's and Salt Rock. I mean, the best of the best are showing up for our event, and they're pouring all reserve wines, which, to people like us, we're probably like, hey, that's a $40 bottle of wine, sweet. So I think it's worth the money that you pay, and everything goes to benefit the Tampa Theatre's Restoration Fund. And
Awesome.
being that Tampa Theatre is really one of the only jewels as far as history around Tampa is concerned, I think that it's worth every dollar that you spend, and you will certainly have a good time, I promise.
Again, tell us how much tickets are and where you can go to find out more
You can
about
go
purchasing.
to tampatheatre.org. There's all these different ticket prices, so apologize for being kind of confusing. There's a VIP seminar price, which is $150. The grand tasting starts at $85, and I think the VIP is at $105. But there's different levels. If you buy online, you get a discount.
Yeah.
So I would say buy online early, you get a discount. And if you're a Tampa Theatre member, you also get an additional $5 off.
Great.
Cool.
So become a member. We love memberships. Woohoo. And now Tracy, I'm sure, is going to tell you about another fun event because
Yes.
you just cannot get enough of the Tampa Theater. I can't.
Absolutely.
Can
I
you?
can't.
That's
it's
right.
a great place.
Brooke,
so-
Tracy
thank you.
Jones.
Tracy Jones.
I think
thanks
it's
for
your
joining
turn.
us.
I'm sorry.
I think it's your turn.
Tell us
is
about
it-
your event you have coming up at the Tampa
well,
Theater as well.
Yeah, the Tampa Theater, their young professional group, the Balcony Club, is going to be hosting Fast Times at Tampa Theater. It's an 80s themed party, and it's based loosely off the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Is Spicoli coming?
Maybe. we do encourage costumes.
She's
so.
like, who's Spicoli?
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, we're
I
encouraging
didn't know he was
everyone
in
to
Fast
come out.
Times. I didn't know that.
I didn't know about that.
Spicoli, i.e. the character that Sean Penn plays.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm just
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
he threw me off there with
base.
Macaulay.
You little young
Okay.
sweet peas. Come on now. I know you were like 4 when the
He's
movie came out,
really
but so was
young.
I.
Most likely, yes.
How many years has the
If
event taken
that.
place?
Well, this is actually the second year of the 80s party. The first year was last year for the 80th anniversary of the Tampa Theater. We had a Pretty in Pink party, and everyone just seemed to have so much fun. Just the 80s party seemed to do it. So we're going to repeat, pick a different favorite 80s movie, and encourage everyone to come out in their 80s attire. We're going to have great music from Lost Marbles. We're going to have a DJ upstairs, free food sponsored by Chipotle, free drinks from Tommy Bahama Rum. We've got arcade games, different
Very
board
young,
games from the
professional
80s,
oriented.
and trivia for people that we need to brush up on a little bit, I believe.
I was
so.
saying 80s attire for me. Is that going to be like diapers? Is that what we're apparently, right?
Yeah, do your research, find a good outfit, and come on out. So.
Great. It sounds like a wonderful event. Where can people go to find out additional information about the event?
They can go to tampatheater.org. We're going to have information up there. Also, they can pick up TBT. We're going to be promoting that event in paper as well. The tickets are free if you're a Balcony Club member, and they're $15 if you're not a member. And I would advise going ahead and getting them in advance because we can hold about 500 people for this party, and last year we got very close to filling that. So
Great.
Nice.
It's
See,
Tampa
but membership
Theater.
has its privileges.
Yes. TampaTheater.org.
Yes.
And that's TheaTre.
Yes, the
Tampa
RE.
Theater.
The old school
dot-
way
The old
of
school
spelling it.
theater. Ladies, thank you
Theatre.
so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in attending the Tampa Theater events, make sure to check out Tampa Theater.
TampaTheatre.com.
TampaTheatre.org.
.org. Just kidding. .com, that's something else, I guess.
Again, stay tuned. We'll have our Advertising Insight segment up next.
I'm excited. You should be too.